What is going on, everyone? I am here to talk about a pretty interesting topic, and this is something that we hear a lot. So and this is a bit of a weird stage in the NFT slash blockchain evolution. Is that typically it's been this underground thing. Now you got a lot of big brands that are coming in. We've seen that with the likes of like Nike, Topshot, NBA, all of that. But what I wanted to first examine is why are enterprises, why do they like this stuff? Like why do enterprises give a shit about NFTs? And I think it's a very, very valid thing to try to think about, is to being one that's been around for a long time in the space. Why are you coming now? Like, why are we cool now? So I want to tell you some of the stuff that we've seen on why these enterprises are caring about the technology now, and a lot of it should be pretty obvious, but I think it is good to synthesize down. And it's around four things that we've seen, and this is kind of across the board. And this is whether or not an enterprise will come out and say that this is why they want to do it, like at the back of the mind, like this is some of the core reasons, right? I mean, obviously high revenue companies want to make money. Getting younger audiences, especially, brands, they constantly have to find younger audiences to market to. There's this very fascinating concept, an ability now to do this cross selling between your digital goods and your physical ones, and they can actually drive attainment across both worlds. And then finally is this idea of control and risk, and this is really focused more at control of risk of brand, of your brand, right? So I'll get into these a little bit more. This is a short, so I'm not going to go totally in depth. But for high margin revenue, companies here at the end of the day, they're there to make money, right? And that's why they are created. If they don't make money or create more value than what goes into them, then they probably shouldn't exist. Engagement with younger audiences, this is really critical. A lot of people don't think about this, but as a company or as a brand, your market is constantly churning. So the people that you are selling to are constantly getting older, their tastes and habits are changing. So you need to continuously try to find new audiences to market to. And for a lot of big legacy brands and large brands out there, NFTs are offering a way for them to connect with younger audiences. So that is a huge reason. Cross-selling of physical goods, we are at this very interesting place where there's this new capability to sell goods that go hand in hand. So you can sell goods in both worlds, right? You can sell goods that go in the digital, but they also pair with the physical, and you can drive attainment and sales across both of those. So that is a very, very interesting one that's never been around before. And then finally is this idea of control and risk. And this is the concept that for large enterprises, brand is a huge thing, right? And it's really hard to control your brand out in the wild. A great example here is that, for Nike shoes, it's impossible to keep people from making Nike shoes or knock off Gucci bags or all kinds of stuff, that they sell around. But in the digital world, you can have much more control over your brand, how it's positioned, how it's shown, and then be able to provide legitimacy to that. And, that's the kind of big four, I would say, that we've been seeing. So again, the point of this video is to tell you, whether you are coming from a large enterprise or not, why we're seeing brands flock to this tech now. And if you've been in the space, that this is a good thing or a bad thing, depending on where you sit. But overall, it is happening, and there's not much that we can do about it. But I hope that with all of this, that now you have a little bit more awareness on why these people are coming now, and what do they see in the tech that's been built over this time. So with that, I will leave you and to think about. And if you've got any questions, leave them comments in below. Would love to see what you think. Keith.